drop on the table. And I don't think we have time for the Q&A.
Srimati Vidya Devarajan, IAS CEO, Telangana. Dr. Vanita Dakla, VC and MD of Elico Healthcare Services Limited. Last but not the least, Ms. Namita Banka, MD Banka Biolu Limited. Nikhila Construction and Developers నుంచి sponsors శ్రీనివాసరావు గారి వేదికపైకి రావాల్సిందిగా ఆహ్వానిస్తున్నామండి. Nikhila Constructions and Developers, thank you sir for supporting our wonderful initiative. I thank all the guests for joining us on the dais. That was a wonderful session. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something new and understood the perspective of women in leadership roles. Thank you ma'am for joining us on the dais.
Various awards, partnership, recognition, and this definitely has helped you to scale up the work. But is there any important message through this forum you would like to give to our audience to further amplify the work that you've been doing?
So basically, when you are a social entrepreneur, getting awards, getting recognition, of course, helps you to get media publicity, which definitely helps in business growth. But so take those opportunities. I would suggest all the entrepreneurs, wherever it's available, do that because you don't need to spend money for that. And but definitely good work and focus on what you want to deliver. If that's clear in your mind, awards will come. Definitely they will help you. They will look nice on the website. You will feel good. But that's not the goal of just earning awards, earning some startup money. That's never the goal. What's the goal ultimately for me and my company? What I feel, we have a very, very long way to go. We want to make Hyderabad water secure. We want to make India water secure. I think it will take me decades to do that. And that's the message I want to give today. Each one of you, when you start, don't think of quick money. Don't think of, okay, I'll get some funding, I'll get some money. No. There has to be the last mile thought before you sleep. That this is what I have done and you have to be proud of your own self. And I'm still not very proud because I've not delivered what I need to deliver ultimately. Thank you so much.
Assocham, all of them are actually creating a lot of these programs to bring about awareness for people all around to ensure what sort of laws are also available for victims or survivors. And organizations like HVSC or even the SCSC that I'm a part of, we have these dedicated forums which actually help on understanding how to create safe spaces not only at the workspace but also otherwise, because we find a lot of employees coming from out of the state or out of the city and they have to stay in temporary places, whether it's working women's hostels or working men's hostels. How do we go about creating those places to be more safe? And so a lot of dialogue has been made with all the stakeholders concerned to ensure that every place that you are residing in or that you're commuting in or that you're working in also tends to have these safety structures in place. And of course there is regular monitoring, there is regular validation of these places, because once you go and validate a place, doesn't mean that we continue to be safe. No. So there has to be periodic monitoring. And a lot of this again gets translated into the organizational trade bodies. So today when you look at the types of programs that trade bodies hold, it is just not business and commerce alone. It is more about these sort of softer issues that need to be also addressed. And with more and more women coming into the workspace, today you look at POSH policies as well as POSH implementation programs. I think every industry worth its salt has so many of these POSH programs going on a rotating basis. that you have a lot of training for posh trainers, you have a lot of awareness sessions for employees, for management. So I think the dialogue is there and awareness is there. It has to probably penetrate further into maybe the unorganized sector, because unorganized sector I think lacks a lot of this awareness. So that is where I think organization bodies and trade bodies can play a bigger role in trying to bring those unaddressed sectors into the fray and help out with dissemination of these policies, awareness of the laws that are available in the ecosystem, and also probably bring in experts who can actually sit on these committees and help them out.
And for you, Ms. Vanita, balancing roles in corporate leadership and social initiatives. How do you integrate business success with social responsibility?
So that was not always the case. Had you asked me this question maybe 2 decades back, I wouldn't have been balancing, because then I had more family obligations to take care of. But I think in every woman's life, there will be stages, there will be phases where you can give more priority to certain sections of your life, and certain sections start getting taken care of by themselves. So definitely for young mothers today, first priority may be taking care of the children, because we are still a nation where a bulk of child rearing and caregiving falls onto us. But as we grow and as the children grow and then that responsibility starts to fade, we can then focus on other aspects of our life. So yes, growing up, when my children were growing up, I just dedicated work and home. But then afterwards, it became work and then social spaces and community. So I think the trick here is to sustain and remain in the workspace. Because a lot of women give up. Because ultimately, they face burnout. And a result of that burnout is sacrificing careers, which I think is very bad in the long run, especially for a nation like ours. So the trick is, what worked for me may not work for you all, but then try to find your own balance. And there are times when you can pull back from your professional space to sort of give more time for your personal obligations. But there will come a time when that sort of fades off, and then you give more time to your professional spaces. And as you grow in your professional spaces, you will become a thought leader, and then you can start playing a more vital role in community affairs, and that is what we need. We need more women's perspective in community affairs, because our perspective is always going to be different from a man's perspective. And just like how Divya and Jennifer and of course Namita was speaking about, what we bring to the table is always going to be unique. And I think we need to have that uniqueness in whatever is going to be happening in the future. So for all those women out here, don't just think that work and home is the end all for you all. As you grow in your careers, you will be able to play a much more better role in the society, in developing better communities, in fostering safer spaces, in trying to condition the next generation of men so that they understand what it is to live with empowered women. Today, while we are always talking about empowering women, have we also empowered men to live with empowered women? I think that's a huge question. And I think we as mothers, as grandmothers can play that role. And if we consciously do it, I think we try to remove the gender in the way that we bring up our children. I think at least the next generation and the generation beyond that will stand to benefit. So I think we should take up that role very, very seriously, because I don't know how many of you have read the recent UN report, especially the UN gender report, and that says worldwide we will see gender parity only in about 143 years. And I've been reading this report for the last 10-15 years, and every year they sort of increase that index and that number of years. That only goes to show that a lot of this discrimination and bias is so deeply entrenched in us. And I think we have to be responsible enough to start breaking those stereotypes. We have to start breaking those shackles, because nobody will do it for us, and don't expect men to do it for us. So please, all women, I think this is the message that I'd like you all to leave with. so that at least your grandchildren, forget your children, your grandchildren will not need to come to such type of conferences on where we are trying to bring safety for a certain section of society. It should be equal to all. So let's hope that we start playing a major role in empowering the next generation and the future generations to not think about gender as an aspect. Yes? Yes. Can I have a resounding yes?
Yes.